Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to Brazil Birding Experts YouTube channel. Good afternoon, good evening, and maybe good morning. I'm Fernando. I'm a guide from Brazil Birding Experts. And today we're going to have our third live talking about some of our tours here in Brazil. So today to talk to you about the Southeast Popular Tour, we're gonna have Felipe Arantes talking to you. So welcome, and I hope you have a good time. Just remembering any questions and comments, please add to the comment box, and later on we'll be reading these questions to answer to your doubts or any type of comments. Okay, Felipe, it's you now.
Hello, Fernando. Thanks. Hello, everybody. Welcome to BBE. I'm Felipe, and I will present this live for you guys. Southeast Popular Tour. So let's talk about Southeast Popular Tour that starts in Rio de Janeiro through the Rio de Janeiro airport, and we go through basically of Atlantic forest habitat. That's a lot of kind of habitats in Atlantic forest, and we start in the lowlands, go to the mountains, to the coast, mangroves, and many kind of habitats. And it's very interesting tour to see a big biodiversity. So here a little bit about Atlantic forest. That the range of Atlantic forest is come northeast to south of Brazil, and it's a big range. And this tour you'll be in Rio de Janeiro and São Paulo states. So here one picture of beautiful rainforest in Intervales State Park. So Atlantic forest, there are 215 endemic birds of this biome. A lot of them are Brazil endemics, but many of them are Atlantic forest endemics that's not only in Brazil. You can find Atlantic forest also in Argentina and Paraguay. So here are some examples of Atlantic forest endemics, like red-breasted toucan or green-billed toucan, depends the list, white-shouldered fire-eye, spot-billed toucanet, gray-hooded attila, Brazilian ruby, and Brazilian tanager. So our itinerary, it's 17 days and start in Rio de Janeiro city. So we go north, and after that we go south to until the border with São Paulo with Paraná state. So basically we go just a little bit north in Rio and south in São Paulo until the border with Paraná state. So it starts in Rio de Janeiro, probably arrive one day before, and next day we start the tour. So breakfast in the hotel and go directly to Régua. But Rio de Janeiro, that's some possibilities of flights from Lisbon, Paris, Bogota, Miami, or you can come through São Paulo and go to Rio de Janeiro in a flight. São Paulo, Rio, it's very close, 45, 50 minutes. Because São Paulo, there are more possibilities than Rio of flights. So here we start Rio de Janeiro and go north in direction of Régua. Régua is a Reserva Ecológica Alto Guapiaçu. That's an ecological reserve of Alto Guapiaçu. That's a name of the river. So it's private area in Rio de Janeiro, and it's a nice conservation program over there. And they reforestate a lot of areas inside the property, and is in the border with the Três Picos State Park in the continuous area. So it's a huge area of Atlantic forest, a lowland. It's about 200 meters above sea level. And in Régua, you're gonna stay one night. And Rio de Janeiro to Régua, it's about 2 hours driving. And probably gonna start birding 9 a.m. in this first day, something like that. So in Régua, we have nice accommodations. It's an old farm, and we're gonna have the meals in the lodge. It's really nice. So in Régua, we're gonna try some of one of the targets we're gonna try for sure. Long-tail potu. It's a good place to see, especially in the breeding season. We can see in the nest sometimes. And white-bellied tanager is recent split and in Brazil endemic. It's the only place you can see in this tour. It's in Régua. It's really nice bird. And giant snipe in the marsh areas around the reserve. It's really nice bird, and many people want to see this one. Normally, we are very successful with this bird in Régua. So other species we're gonna try over there, yellow-eared woodpecker. That's the chances in Régua, next place in Paraty. Brazilian lanisoma, that's a very nice species, one of the rarest species in Atlantic forest, and many of birders come here, want to see this one. In Régua, we can see this bird more in between February, April to August in the lowlands. There is a good chance, and after this time, September to January in highlands. So we need to take a big trail to see in Régua between September and January. But we have a chance also in Nova Friburgo, next place in the breeding season, because they are in the highlands, more than 1,000 meters altitude. Another one we always try in Régua, white-beaked antbird, another Brazil endemic, really nice bird. So after Régua, just remember Régua, we have some trails and dirt roads to walk, and then just walk around the lodge. We normally don't need the car, the van, just walking from the lodge to the trails, and it's everything around the lodge. It's really easy. So normally after lunch the next day, we're gonna to Nova Friburgo. Sometimes before lunch, it depends the birds we need at this time. So it's really close, about an hour 30 minutes. And then you go to Nova Friburgo in the mountains. So sometimes we stop on the way to bird in a trail in the mountains before we arrive in Nova Friburgo. So to try sometimes the lanisoma, it's possible to see in some of these trails in the mountains. So, and in Nova Friburgo, we're gonna just there is one main reason to go there, that to go to Pico da Caledonia. Then we're going to this Pico da Caledonia road to try some very rare and very restricted range bird, the gray-winged Cotinga. So this is one of the views of this Pico da Caledonia road. This road is very steep. Then we go walking and try this bird from this point of view here. So there is the gray-winged Cotinga, very restricted range bird. So, and very endangered as well. And it's the main reason to go to Pico da Caledonia. But of course, we see a lot of other birds, altitude birds. Pico da Caledonia, it's around 2,400 meters, and you probably reach until 2,100 to see this bird, 2,100, 2,200 meters above sea level. So sometimes it's a little bit tricky. We need to be patient, but it's a nice one. Normally we get this one. So another targets you can see in Pico da Caledonia, typical altitude birds, like large tail and shrike. I would say that's the best place in the trip, in this tour, to see this bird. Black and gold cotinga, for sure, is the best place as well to see this bird in the tour. It's another endemic and really nice bird. And Rufous backed antbird, another typical from high elevation areas. These three species, especially black and gold and Rufous backed antbird. So in this full day in Nova Friburgo, normally in the afternoon we have the option to drive an hour and a half and go north of Nova Friburgo and looking for the other endemic, very nice one, the three-toed jacamar. So it's about an hour and a half drive, and normally it's a bird that's very cooperative. Then we normally is very, very successful with this bird, with this species. So, and next morning, if you need, we bird in Pico da Caledonia again. If you need the gray-winged cotinga, and we probably back there to try for more 2-3 hours, and after that we go to Itatiaia National Park. Or if you get the bird day before, just breakfast and go to Itatiaia to enjoy to stay more time there birding. So Itatiaia National Park, it's long transfer, about 6 hours, 5 hours 30, 6 hours, depends the traffic. And here is some views from the lodge. We stay there, and from the park. Is the first national park in Brazil. Created 1935, something like that. So here our lodge, Hotel do IP, that's very famous for birds, and one of the roads inside the park. So you probably gonna bird in the afternoon this day. And around the lodge we have some nice birds, easy to see, like dusky-legged guan is around the lodge. They are not afraid of us. Tony broad owl, that's another one, always around the lodge. We always try for this one, but sometimes it is not easy. But normally we try without tape because easier. And other birds. Another thing about the IP hotel, that's some feeders around the hotel. That's an important thing. And we have Brazilian ruby, always in the feeders. Free-legged coquette, that's very nice one, endemic. Sometimes in the feeders, sometimes in the lantana flowers around the hotel. Then you can see there. But the best season for free-legged is September to December, but it's possible any time of the year. One of the best places in the tour to see the red-breasted toucan. It's Atlantic forest endemic, very nice bird. And the feeders around the hotel, the chestnut-bellied delphone is we see very often. Green-headed tanager, another really nice tanager of Atlantic forest. Plain parakeets, it's always around too, another endemic. So then Itatiaia National Park lowlands, that's the area of hotel, but it's not a truly lowlands. It's are more middle lands, I would say. It's 1,000 meters, around 1,100 meters above the sea level. Then we're gonna walk on the roads and the trails, depends the size of the group, or depends the birds we need. Then we have some nice birding there, nice birds. So fork-tail pygmy tyrant here in the left side. It's amazing endemic bamboo specialist. Itatiaia, it's a nice place for bamboo birds like fork-tail pygmy tyrant, ochre-rumped antbird in the opposite side in the screen here. We have also gilt-edged tanager, really nice and beautiful tanager. Lady bristlecefront, one of my favorite birds, kind of tapaculo, endemic too. And robust woodpecker, we have a good chance in Itatiaia, and tufted ant shrike, another nice one, Atlantic forest bird. So we're gonna walk around and go on the trails and the roads. So probably walk 2-3 kilometers in the morning, maybe more. So another nice birds of the lowlands, black-billed sightbill. That's I think is the best place to see in the tour in Itatiaia and Pico da Caledonia as well. Surucua trogon in Itatiaia, it's nice because we have both subspecies of Surucua trogon, the red-bellied, that's this one in the picture, and orange-bellied. Both subspecies are in the same place. Sometimes you see a couple with male red-bellied and female orange-bellied. And north of Itatiaia, it's only orange-bellied. South of Itatiaia, red-bellied. It's interesting biogeographical stuff about these birds. So yeah, more birds. That's a good place to see. Swallow-tailed Cotinga for sure. It's amazing Cotinga that everybody wants to see this one. And Itatiaia is one of the best places in this tour, especially in the breeding season. And not always, sometimes it's hard because it's totally quiet bird, and then we need to find a little bit of lucky to find this bird. It's good when we have a nest. The saffron toucanet, amazing toucanet from Atlantic forest. So it's a good place too. We have a chance in many places of this trip for this bird, but Itatiaia is a good one. So, and the full day in Itatiaia, we probably, because 2 nights in Itatiaia, one afternoon birding lowlands, one full day highlands, and another morning in the lowlands. Probably be like this because 2 nights in this trip. So the highlands, you normally grab a box lunch in the hotel, breakfast very early, grab a box lunch in the hotel, and stay full day in the high areas of the park. So it's about an hour and a half drive, an hour 15, depends the traffic, maybe an hour 15. So we're gonna bird in a dirt road, the Agulhas Negras road, that start in 1,800 meters, and we're gonna reach 2,450 around this. And the right side here, you can see in the picture the Agulhas Negras peak. That's one of the highest peaks in Brazil, between the 5, I think, it's 2,800 meters. So one of the landscapes here in the Itatiaia National Park. In the left side, we can see the road, the Agulhas Negras road. So we're gonna try to find some of altitude birds, some specialities of the highlands. So one of the landscapes you can see in the Agulhas Negras road is very beautiful, and the weather there is unpredictable. Sometimes it's cloudy in the lowlands and sunny in the highlands, and the opposite sometimes. But very nice landscape when we have this kind of day. So one of the finches, bay-chested warbling finch and buff-throated warbling finch, both finches are Brazil endemic and typical from the altitude birds above 1,600 meters to 2,500. So very nice birds to see in this birding day. So one of my favorites, the green crowned plovercrest, a really nice hummingbird. It's typical from the altitude as well. And of course, the Itatiaia Spinetail, amazing and endemic. And the name of the park, it's really nice. So it's one of the main targets of the day, these two for sure. So Rufous tail antbird, another altitude bird and bamboo specialist. So, and Serra do Mar tyrant manica. I'm gonna have other opportunities in this tour, but here in Itatiaia is a good place. And in the rock field, we call a rock field a habitat with rock and some bushes. It's good to try the gray-backed tachuri, another endemic, really nice bird. This picture is in Itatiaia. Both of these pictures are in Itatiaia. Velvet black tyrant, another one. And you can see also the blue-bill black tyrant. The other one is not here in the photos. So, great pampa finch, another altitude bird here in southeast and south of Brazil. You can see in lower altitudes. And diadem tanager is pretty common in the highlands. And it's one we're gonna try for sure. And black-capped piprites. That's one of the most interesting birds in this day. And we're gonna try, and during the road, normally it's in the mixed flocks. And about this day, that's important to know that gonna grab this lunchbox, stay whole day there. All day in the highlands, just drive and stop walking, maybe gonna walk 2-3 kilometers during the day, but driving and change the place and try the birds along the road. So that's the plan. Probably we're gonna back late afternoon or at the beginning of the night. So black-capped piprites. So after Itatiaia, you can go to Paraty after the morning birding. Itatiaia probably next day. So Paraty is in the coast and around 3 hours 30 driving, and is in the coast and surrounded by Atlantic forest, Serra da Bocaina National Park and Serra do Mar. That's the name of the hills behind the town you can see here. And it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's really nice town, touristy town, just historical town. And for the people like seafood, it's really nice to the dinner this night. So beautiful town. Going to stay only one night, and you have one main reason to go to Paraty. So that's the super restricted and endemic black-hooded ant wren. That's very, very, very restricted range, like the gray-winged cotinga. I think maybe even less than gray-winged cotinga. So we're gonna try this bird. Maybe if you have time in the afternoon of the day we're gonna arrive in Paraty. So if you do that, you can enjoy more the next morning. Normally, I try to do that. So in Paraty, next place, Ubatuba, you're gonna see basically I put only this bird. For sure, there are more birds like the fork-tailed pygmy tyrant, second chance, gray-hooded attila, half-color sparrow in the same area of this bird. But I put only these species because the main reason to go there, and the birds in Ubatuba and Paraty are very similar. So basically the same. So in the next morning, uh, go to Ubatuba, or we can bird in Paraty if we need to try the entrain, or in some of the roads in Paraty birding and see the same birds we're gonna try in Ubatuba. Then we go to Ubatuba. It's very close, an hour. It's in the coast as well, and see in this picture the Serra do Mar State Park. It's in the background, the mountains in the background, a very beautiful coast in Brazil. They call it Green Coast. So in Ubatuba, we're gonna try many birds. 2 nights in Ubatuba. High biodiversity. It's a really nice place, and we have some feeders as well. So some examples here of the forest in Ubatuba. Very humid forest. The rains a lot in Ubatuba. They call Ubachuva. That means that place rains a lot in Portuguese. And okay, the beautiful roads. We're gonna birding more in the roads and sometimes in the trails. Okay, and one typical bird of lowlands here in Brazil, channel-bill toucan. It's widespread, but the subspecies, Ariel subspecies, restricted to the eastern Brazil, that with the orange breast, orange throat. It's really different, and maybe they're going to split one day. Brazilian tanager, another typical lowland bird, very beautiful, endemic. This photo is one of the feeders in Ubatuba. Other typical lowland birds and endemic, both. Black chicken net eater, amazing. I like this bird. Saw-billed hermit, big hummingbird. So buff-throated purple tufted, that's one very small purple tuft, and sometimes it's hard to find, but we always try. For sure is the best place to see Ubatuba, one of the best places, and maybe probably the only chance in the trip. Then I'm gonna put some effort in this one. Pale brow tree hunter, that's a tree hunter like to feed in bromelias, catch some insects inside the bromelias. So it's good place because the very humid forest with a lot of bromelias in Ubatuba. So in the feeders, can see the festive coquette, sometimes reddish hermit in the feeders. Festive coquette now is Brazil endemic. They split a year ago, I think. So it's amazing that we have a good chance for photos like these, and in the feeders in Ubatuba. It's a really good place to see the festive coquette. Amazing hummingbird, very small. Red-necked tanager, very good place to see. You have a chance in other places as well, but Ubatuba is maybe the best one. Sometimes in the feeders. And violet-capped nymph, common hummingbird, and you can see in the whole tour. But Ubatuba is good in the feeders, good opportunity for pictures. Somber hummingbird, that's another hummingbird, gray hummingbird, that's endemic. And glittering throated emerald, that's a subspecies of Atlantic forest, it is one. And a good opportunity for puff birds as well in Ubatuba. Crescent chest puff bird, that's Brazil endemic as well. And buff-bellied puff bird, typical lowland bird. So really nice one. And scaled antbird, another Brazil endemic and pretty common in Ubatuba. You have a good chance to see. This is the male. So in Ubatuba, basically 2 nights, then we're gonna walk in the roads, sometimes in the trails, and feeders. That's it for Ubatuba. Then after that, we're going to Campos do Jordão, back to the mountains again. This picture represents the Araucária forest, that this tree, typical tree, very common in Campos do Jordão. Beautiful tree. So we're gonna try to the main reason to go to Campos do Jordão is this next photo bird, the vinaceous breasted parrot. In this trip, the only chance is Campos do Jordão. This bird loves the araucária tree. They eat the fruits, and the pinhão, that the name of the kind of nut that araucária tree produce. So vinaceous breasted parrot. This picture is last year in Campos do Jordão, in the araucária tree. So another birds good to see in Campos do Jordão, Araucária Spinetail. That's a bird that lives only in Araucária. That's really nice, very interesting. Because it's rare to see this bird just land in another kind of tree. It's stay only in Araucária, catch some insects in the leaves. So, and red-legged siriema, there's a good place. It's a nice bird that everybody wants to see. In this tour, we don't have so many chance for red-legged siriema. Sometimes we see something in the road, but here in Campos, normally it's a good place. So Campos, beside these birds, we have a chance for other altitude birds. Some birds, for example, we miss in Itatiaia. We can looking for in Campos again, like black-capped piperites. That's better in Campos than in Itatiaia. And it's a good place for black and gold cotinga too, if we miss in Nova Friburgo and Itatiaia. And rufous tail and thrush as well is a good place to try. And many others. Altitude birds, basically everything you can find in Campos do Jordão that you can use to clean up if we need, because the last chance for the mountain birds basically in this trip. So one night in Campos do Jordão, and after that we move to Sítio Macuquinho Lodge. So it's not far, about 2 hours drive. So probably after lunch in Campos do Jordão, we move to Macuquinho, sometimes before lunch, depends the birds we need. So here's a picture of Macuquinho Lodge last year. So it's really a nice lodge, very nice setup feeders and trails, and we stay basically around the lodge. There are hides, there are trails, and the hummingbird feeders and banana feeders for tanagers and this kind of stuff. So you can enjoy the afternoon there. And breasted tanager, one of the beautiful tanagers that come at the feeder. This picture is in Macuquinho Lodge. So Brazil endemic, a beautiful tanager, and gilt-edged tanager. For me, one of the most beautiful tanagers, maybe the most beautiful in Brazil. And breasted is more common, the gilt-edged, normally in the lodges there, the feeders, but it's possible to see both. Sometimes there's a hybrid between these two tanagers. So these both pictures are in Macuquinho, so it's a good opportunity for the people who like photos to take pictures like this, like with reflection, and really nice place for photographers as well. So one of the examples, the hummingbirds you can see in Macuquinho Lodge, scale-throated hermit and black Jacobin. Black Jacobin is migratory. It's more between October and March, April. So a lot of black Jacobins this time. And after outside of the season, sometimes one or another that you can see, but it's rare. So these photos are in Macuquinho too. Both photos are good opportunities, like I said before. So we have the hides, that the hides early morning. We always try for the brown tinamou in the hide. This picture is in Macuquinho too. And normally they are, the brown tinamou are coming very often. Depends the time of the year. In the winter and spring, it's there are more chance for the brown tinamou, but all of the year we have a chance. And red and white crake, the owner of the lodge, Elvis, he feeds the red and white crake, and have a good chance to to see this one. Really nice. So in Macoquinho, for sure, I would say that the main reason to go there, uh, there are a lot of reasons to go there, to be honest. But speaking in birds, marsh ant wren, that subspecies São Paulo ant wren, that a Brazil endemic, the marsh ant wren, the subspecies São Paulo subspecies are the male are black-chested, not gray-chested, like in the south of Brazil. So it's very endangered subspecies. I think less than 400 individuals, something like that. So very close to the lodge, we have marched to try this bird. Very convenient, just 2 minutes driving from the lodge. And there are more possibilities of marsh or wetland birds there, like the orange breasted thornbird, and in the forest the orange-eyed thornbird. So rust-barred owl, that's another bird that we normally try around the lodge or just drive 1 kilometer and try. There's always a chance for these night birds in Macoquinho Lodge. That's really nice place. So one night in Macoquinho, then next day, depends we stay until the lunch or before the lunch. That depends the dynamic. But we have some flexibility to change the plan according to which kind of bird we need or what the targets we need more. So next day we move to Peruíbe, back to the coast again. It's around 4 hours, 30 minutes drive. So in Peruíbe, we have this kind of habitat, mangrove in this river here in the right side, and this kind of roads to birding. And the coast, there is the beach as well. We can see some shorebirds and some gulls and this kind of stuff. So we always try normally PM birding afternoon birding in Peruíbe. Normally, I like to try the parrot, the red-tailed parrot, in the first afternoon, the first and the only afternoon, because we can relax more the next day and enjoy the other targets around Peruíbe and Guaraú area. That's a kind of preservation area around Peruíbe. So one of the targets, I would say that the two main targets, maybe red-tailed parrot, that's Brazil endemic, only in the coast of Brazil, and Restinga forest. So probably gonna try in the afternoon. And black-backed tanager, depends the time of the year. You can see in the feeders in Peruíbe, but depends the time. In the winter, early spring, easier. If not in the feeders, we always walking around the streets and the roads there, trying and looking for this bird. It's an amazing one. Both are Brazil endemics, and in the mangroves, we try always for the mangrove rail. That's really nice. These pictures in Peruíbe last year, and littlewood rail that endemic. But the littlewood rail, it's migratory and stay in Peruíbe only between May and April and August. So another two endemics that we always try in Peruíbe: long-billed wren, typical lowland bird, and azuri jay. That's not endemic, but it's one of the targets. Probably only chance in the tour. So after this morning in Peruíbe, probably enjoy whole day there, the whole morning there, and lunch go to Piracicaba. Piracicaba is a town west of Peruíbe, very far west. No, not very far, but 320 kilometers, 5 hours. Then this first afternoon there, we're gonna just just the transfer, go there to stay there one night and sleep. Okay, no birding this afternoon. So we stay in the town of Piracicaba, and next day we go to Tanquã, just 1 hour driving from the hotel, 1 hour 15 driving from the hotel to the Tanquã. That's a dam, that wetlands, and very good for increase our list in this tour, just to see some birds that the only chance is in Tanquã. They call the Little Pantanal, this area. It's really good, really good. Normally we do a list of almost 100 species in 2 hours and a half there. So boat trip in Tanquã. Then we're gonna try for yellow-breasted crake, rose-billed pochard, and southern pochard as well. You can see the jabiru, depends the time of the year, very common there. Crested douradito, another target in the marsh areas. Then white-faced whistling duck, fulvous whistling duck, some migratories like barn swallow, terns, shorebirds, many kind of birds, and that's a nice list. And 2 hours, probably 2-3 hours birding from the boat. So then after that, we go in the middle of the morning around 10 a.m. We're going to Intervales State Park, around 4 hours 30 minutes, 3 nights there. Okay, we're going south. Intervales is in this red spot. So Intervales, it's a huge area, very famous for birders. Huge area, very well preserved forest. It's around 850 meters altitude. Then we're going 2 full days birding in 1 morning, birding at dirt roads and trails, and a lot of options of dirt roads and many places to go there, and we could spend more days easily there. So a lot of birds in Intervales. Here are some examples of the roads and people birding. And here's some general birds in Intervales. That I put some birds that are common in general in Atlantic Forest, but just to represent the high biodiversity of Intervales, squamate antbird, swallow-tailed manakin, red-ruffed fruit crow, sharp-tailed string creeper, the endemic gray-hooded attila, and rufous-capped moth. Really nice birds. And Atlantic black-throated trogon, white-browed woodpecker. So very nice birds. And Intervales is very good for bamboo specialists, like white-collared foliage gleaner, white-bearded ant shrike. That's one very nice that many of the birds want to see. Brown-breasted pygmy tyrant, Bertoni's antbird, another 2 bamboo specialists. You have more like large-headed flatbill and ochre-rumped antbird and spotted bamboo wren. It's another one. And for sure, it's the best place in this tour to see the giant ant shrike. Giant shrike normally is tricky bird, but Intervales is a good place to try, and amazing bird. One of my favorite birds, amazing bird. So it's one of the best place for sure. And white-breasted tapaculo, good place too. Another endemic, very nice. So the important to say about Intervales, the local guides there are very, very good, very sharp with the birds, and they know everything, every corner, every single call, everything. And they feed some birds like the spot-winged wood quail and solitary tinamou. We have good chance, depends the time of the year, but we have a good chance for this one. Both photos were in Intervales. So another classic of Intervales is hooded berry eater. I love this one too. It's the best place in this tour to see this bird for sure. It's typical bird. In the breeding season, we hear these birds around the Intervale State Park and every trail and all the roads too. So, and blue-bellied parrot, really nice endemic parrot. So it's a good place too. So dusky-throated hermit. This picture, both pictures are in intervales. Dusky-throated hermit last year in the lake, and purple-crowned plovercrest in the lake as well. And last year, very nice hummingbirds, purple-crowned plovercrest. It's good only between September and February. Before this time of the year, it normally is not in the lake. Is difficult to find. Sometimes we see flying, but difficult to find. And dusky-throated hermit, normally we see there in the lake between September and March too. So another two classic birds of intervales, black-fronted piping whale, amazing. They like these fruits of Jussara palm tree. And helmet woodpecker, very rare woodpecker. It's unpredictable. Everybody wants to see this one, but it's totally unpredictable. Hard to see, hard to find, but we always try, we always play the tape, and it's amazing woodpecker. So pavonine cuckoo, it's a bird not endemic, but every single client wants to see this one. And Intervale is one of the best places, especially between June and September. And pileated parrot, depends the time of the year, is good to see just in eating fruits like this in intervales, this photo. And but if you not see this like this, it's hard because they're always flying very high, this parrot. But in the time of the fruit times, it's good. So we do some night birding in intervales as well. Long-trained Niger, wow, amazing. So we always try there. These photos in intervales last year. Other birds, night birds, we try there. Black-capped screech owl and rust-barred owl. If we not seen macaquinho, and long-tufted screech owl, and sometimes the tawny-browed owl as well. So it's really good. We are another important thing about intervalos. We stay inside the park. That's very convenient. Just short driving, 5 minutes, 10 minutes drive, 15, not more than 20 minutes normally. And the food we eat in the local community around the park. So it's very convenient. And then we have time to try the night birds that's around the lodge, around the roads. Very, very easy to find the places and try, So another rare bird, we need to walk a little bit, around 4 kilometers to go, far to back, to see this rust-winged spadebill, rare bird. So we all, when the group have the want to see and have the fitness to go there, because a little bit slippery and up and down, then we always try when the group want to try, but we need to walk a little bit. So intervales is more roads, and just talk about intervales a little bit more roads and sometimes trails, but we walk on the roads maybe if normally if 10 kilometers per day, 7 kilometers, depends the group, maybe less, maybe more. So we always walk. It's very convenient. So after intervales, we're going to Petar. Petar means Parque Estadual Turístico Alto do Ribeira. So 2 hours, it's semi-forest of intervales, basically is a continuous area. So our lodge, photo of our lodge, is 500 meters altitude, the lodge, and dirt roads and trails again. So in Petar, we stay one night, and we're gonna some of the forest, beautiful forest in Petar. I like this place. So we're gonna try maybe clean up some bird we missed in intervalles. And one of the main targets is black-headed berry eater. So really nice bird, endemic. That's more lowland bird. The hooded berry eater is highland, black-headed lowland. Then the lodge is 500 meters, but in the middle, it can go up to 700 and down to 100 meters. Then it's good because you can try more middle level birds and lowland birds. And bare-throated bellbird you can see in other places of the strip, but Petard, normally there is a place nice for photography. I got this picture there. So it's really nice. And many times between October and January, February, there is a ornate hawk eagle nest sometimes, and this picture is in Petard. Many times we see there. And cryptic ant thrush, there's a reasonable chance to cryptic ant thrush in Petard. And it's really good to see other birds like saffron toucanet, spot-billed toucanet, if we miss in other places. And spotted bamboo wren, other bamboo specialists like the unicolored finch and other stuff. And I put some tail of pintail manakin that's widespread in this tour. You can see basically in almost all the places, but Petard is a good one. And Atlantic royal flycatcher, that's possible in intervalles too. But Petard, sometimes there is a nest you can see easily. So Petard one night, then we back to São Paulo, about 6 hours drive. And Guarulhos Airport, probably gonna stay one night at the hotel, or depends what time is the flight, but it's better next day because everybody will be tired. So Guarulhos Airport, then from São Paulo we have more possibilities of flight than Rio de Janeiro. So back to United States and Europe is easier than Rio, even easier. So it's a good place to take a flight. And general information about this trip. So number of expected species. I put here 380 to 450. Last year I led a trip that 408 species we saw. Depends, 450, it's a very optimistic number, I think. If everything going well, I think it's possible, but 400, it's a good number. Many opportunities of good photos because the Atlantic forest is better than Amazon to take photos, and the feeders for sure. There's a lot of feeders in this tour. Rain season or November to March, but always remember that's a rainforest. It's chance of rain any time of the year. Sometimes that's cold front come from the Atlantic Ocean, and there's some drizzle for 2-3 days, 4 days, and windy. So any time of the year, but rains more for sure, especially between December and March. So temperature variation, it's big variation here, but let me explain. 0 to 35. So 0 degrees Celsius. It'd be, for example, Itatiaia highlands one day in the winter between May and September could be colder, but it's 0 is be maybe a cold front come in very early in the morning. And probably this temperature increase very fast, but it's uncommon. Normally it's more 7-8 degrees to 25 in the winter, and in the summer something like maybe minimum of 12, maximum 35. So prime time, September to December, that's a breeding season. So for sure it's the prime time, but it's still very good in January, and maybe February, early February is still good because the migratories, normally the lack like plover crest in intervals are still active. But late February, March, April is not very good, and in May it's good. May like be good because there is a lot of mixed flocks, and for the feeders especially, it's very good. May, June, July, and August. So it's still good in May, June, and July, and August for sure. And general information, you receive the printed of itinerary and checklist. So you're gonna do a daily checklist or maybe bird checklist, depends the clients, but we have this itinerary and the paper checklist. So thank you. I hope you like it, this live. I tried to explain, and let's bring back Fernando.
That's it, my friend. It was amazing presentation. What can I say? Good guide, talking about the place that he goes there a lot. For sure, it was going to be a good presentation. Well, I think I'm also quite biased to talk about this store because I also like guide in the store. Uh, it's such an amazing place. The Atlantic Forest, it's my home and maybe my favorite place to bird in Brazil. This Southeast popular tour, it's full of endemics that I know a lot of birders want to track, but also nice, amazing landscapes and very good photo opportunities in some
Yeah.
like incredible places to have photo opportunities.
Yeah, the food I
Right,
forgot to
Felipe?
mention it. The food is very good too. Everybody like normally, and we have many options of buffet lunch, especially lunchtime, and very easy, very quickly, and it's really good option of salads and everything. Then for the vegetarians, is really good too, and for the food in many places we're gonna have dinner at the lodge at the hotel, and it's the logistic normally is easy.
Yeah, yeah. Buffets are always a good option for birding because you don't kind of like miss a lot of time during lunchtime, so you can continue the road trip or go to the next place. Uh, well, I also need to say, just to say again, for those that plan to come, that this tour is not only about birds, of course, it's about birds, but it's the whole picture, landscape and intervales for those that want to see a lot of birds. It's I think I can say for Felipe too, it's one of our favorite places because you're kind of like in the park, in the forest, and you're gonna see a lot of birds. It may be challenging sometimes because it's not feeders in this case, but you're gonna see a lot of rare birds. So it's always one of the favorite place for most birders.
For
I don't
sure.
know if the guys of Fabio and Caio they have like any other comments or questions. Um, what else? What else wanna Intervalos? Yeah, Intervalos is it's amazing, but also the other places too. I love to go to the area of Paraty where you can see the black-hooded entrant, like a bird that is only in this narrow lowland forest close to the ocean. Uh, it's always nice to still have the
Yeah.
opportunity to go with this type of like restrict
So
range birds?
another important thing I forgot to say, that's the birds, we have most of the birds, the targets, we have at least two chances in this trip, and maybe three sometimes. And then if we miss in some place, then let's focus in this bird in next place. So of course there's some birds we don't have. We have only one chance, like gray-winged cotinga and the antbirds. But most of the important targets, we have two or three chances, or maybe more. That's a good thing. We can clean up during the trip. And intervals, one of the last places, is good because it's huge biodiversity. Then we can basically clean up the birds we missed during the trip. It's really good.
Yeah. So I want to thank everyone that was watching the live, and ask as a YouTuber almost to like and subscribe here to have like more lives that will be coming. And if you know anyone that would like to go on this tour, share this video. I think it's a good way to get to know the tour. And the next one is with me. I'll be talking about the South Brazil tour. We continue in the Atlantic forest, going south and going to the open grasslands of the Pampas. So that's it, guys. Thank you, Felipe. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Fernando. See you soon, guys.